Well, first of all, good afternoon. I want to thank everyone for coming out. Early yesterday morning, we had an incident to occur at the North Austin Muslim Community Center that caused us grave concern. It appeared that someone attempted to start a fire at the community center, and a joint investigation is underway by the Austin Police Department and the Austin Fire Department. The Austin Fire Department is committed to keeping our community safe, and we will work hard, extremely hard, to identify and persecute this person to the full extent of the law who's responsible for any arson at any facilities. I would like now to introduce Captain Andy Riordan, our lead investigator, who will give you details of what took place. Captain.
Thank you. Like Chief Baker said, Andy Riordan with the Austin Fire Department. To go back to the way the incidents kind of transpired, yesterday morning on Tuesday at about 6:30 a.m., our fire crews were called to the North Austin Muslim Community Center in the 11900 block of North Lamar for an odor investigation. When they got there, they smelled the distinct odor of gasoline. Not finding any specific source for it, they cleared the scene and told the owner that he needed to call APD. APD went out there for the suspicious activity because they also noticed a couple fence pickets had been knocked down. When APD went out there, they also noticed that in a field to the north of the building, there were some crumpled up burned pieces of paper on the ground. That's when they called our office and asked for our response. So our office went out there yesterday, met with APD, we met with the owners. Late last night, they provided us with video footage and still photos of a suspect that is seen coming through the fence, pouring what appears to be gasoline on the side of the building, and then attempting to light the pieces of paper on fire. We'll be able to provide those still photos for you of the suspect after the press conference, as well as a link to the video, because we hope that somebody from the public can recognize the person that did this.
Okay, any questions?
Was the building damaged at all?
The building was not damaged at all.
Could this be linked to the vandalism that occurred at the North Austin Mosque last fall?
So that is, again, we're in the very initial stages of the investigation. This morning I've been on the phone and met in person with partner agencies, Austin Police Department, ATF, and the FBI. They've all offered their assistance in this case. We're going to take them up on that assistance as well. But we're still in the initial stages of the investigation, and that's one of the things that we're going to be doing is researching previous call history at that address.
And so the person was they were pouring the gasoline and then lighting sheets of paper, like notebook paper on fire and trying to toss, like what?
They were attempting to light some paper on fire and throw it on the building in order to get the gasoline to ignite. And that's kind of difficult to see without context, but when you see the video, you'll see exactly what was going on.
And so why didn't it work? Like, why didn't it light on fire?
Fire science, my guess is that the properties of gasoline, that it was too rich in that certain area, and it could have burned that. But again, I can't say specifically that it was gasoline. We've taken some samples for laboratory testing to confirm that.
I was going to say gasoline evaporates pretty quickly. What else? Are you certain that that's what it was?
I'm not certain until I send it out to the lab and get results.
And was anybody there when this was going on?
There was nobody there when this was going on. The staff at the Muslim Community Center noticed the smell of gasoline the next morning, but the time in the video shows it happened about 30 minutes after midnight on Tuesday, and we got the call at about 6:30 in the morning for the odor investigation Tuesday morning.
How long will it take those test results to get back from the lab, and have you already sent them off?
I just collected them this morning, so depends on how full the lab is and what their caseload is too. We're hoping, a couple weeks to get that back.
Do you know if there's a history? Has AFD ever had to respond to anything at the North Austin Muslim Community Center?
Again, that I don't know. That's part of our research.
And right now it's just the one person that you guys are looking for?
It is one person on the video, yes.
Could this guy have done some damage, or is he an amateur and just didn't do a good job at all with that?
There's a very good possibility he could have done a lot of damage and burned the building down.
And has security been upped at the center?
I know APD has stepped up their patrols in the area just based on that, so their officers in the area are aware of that.
So if anybody has information, how would they let you know?
So part of the thing that we're going to provide you all is a flyer that's got the number to the fire arson office, and also Crime Stoppers is what they could call with some tips.
What's your message to someone trying to do this kind of thing?
We're going to catch you and we're going to prosecute you.
And don't do it.
What does this investigation look like right now? Austin Police looking for him, and what are you guys doing?
So right now, we have a generic picture of a person. As you'll see from the video and the stills, his face is covered up pretty well. There's some pretty distinctive clothing, a Nike hooded sweatshirt, some Nike shoes. We're hoping somebody in the public can recognize him and come forward. Right now, based on what we have right now, we're looking at a charge at a very minimum of attempted arson.
And then could you describe what the guy looks like a little more so that our viewers
It's hard to tell height from the video, but it looks like a white or light complected male wearing a blue hoodie with Nike across the front of it. Looks like he's got something else on his face covering it, like another hoodie or something. Blue jeans and dark blue Nike shoes.
Is attempted arson a felony?
It's a second-degree felony.
And so that's what, 20 years?
It's 2 to 20
2 to 20.
is the range of possibilities, and/or a $10,000 fine.
Do you know how long he was at the center? Like how long was the gasoline pouring?
Based on what we have from the video, we think from the time that he pulled up to the time he left, maybe 20 or 30 minutes.
How much gasoline are we talking about? 'Cause again,
When you see the video, he poured a lot of gasoline on there, a lot of gasoline.
because it evaporates, like I said. right?
It does, but remnants of it remain, and that's part of our investigation too, which is why we're able to take samples.
And were you able to get what kind of vehicle he was in?
We have a very grainy video of a vehicle on the north side of the building pulling up about the time when this goes on, but in looking at it a bunch this morning, it's really difficult to tell at the make and model of the vehicle other than it's a light colored pickup truck. Might be a Ford, but I can't say that for certainty.
What was the reaction from the community center whenever they found out about your investigation?
I have not spoken to anybody from the community center yet, other than to tell them we were coming back out there this morning to take some samples.
Could this possibly be connected to Lake Travis? Remember the mosque when it was under
Again,
construction?
I can't say that for sure, don't know.
I don't know if this is a weird question or if you could answer this, but do you know what the building is made out of?
It looked like a typical wood frame structure like a house is with wood panel siding on the side of it.
So it would have done the job.
The building could have burned, yes. It wasn't asbestos, cement, hardy board, or masonry or anything like that. No, it was wood.
Could you tell in the video or pictures anything about the suspect's hair? Like,
No, ma'am. His face is completely covered up, and about the only thing you can see is from his eyes on up. And you can tell from the video that he knows there's a camera, and as he walks towards the camera, you can see him cover himself up.
Are you looking at video footage from nearby
Yes,
gas
ma'am.
stations?
Yep. All that. Again, initial stage of the investigation, but that is part of all of it.
This isn't the first time this mosque has been targeted. What would you say to those members of the community?
That we are concerned for your welfare. We are dedicating all the resources that we have, both in our office and with local and federal law enforcement, to figure out who perpetrated this crime and to prosecute them for it.
Federal law enforcement's also getting involved?
I've spoken with FBI and the ATF this morning.
Will you remain the lead agency on this?
We are for right now, yes. They've offered their assistance, and I will take them up on that. They have resources, analysts and people like that, that we just don't have in the fire department, so we're gonna take them up and use their resources to the fullest extent.
Captain, can you say and spell your first name for us, please?
Yes, Andy, A-N-D-Y, last name Reardon, R-E-A-R-D-O-N.
And you as well?
Joel Baker, Joelbaker. Fire Chief. Thank you all for your time. Appreciate you coming out.